Good evening, traders. Zach here with the Trading Network. Hope you guys are doing well. It is Tuesday, February 2nd, and I have another daily market profile recap for you. So let us dig into the key levels here, starting first and foremost with 38.04, which was the overnight high. Next level was 37.8425, which was the overnight point of control. Third level was the prior range high at 37.77. Fourth level was the prior point of control at 37.6425. And last but not least, the last key level that I was interested in was the 37.60 level, which was the overnight low. So we had no high impact events today in the news, or no really important or impactful headline risk. And with that said, let us dig into the summary here. So overnight inventory was nearly 100% net long. Now, if we go over to the market profile here, you can see that we have settlement price down here at the 37.6575 level. And furthermore, you can see that the overnight price action, or the overnight market profile, is almost entirely above settlement price. Now, for those of you who are new to the channel, for those of you guys who are new to market profile, this means that overnight inventory is net long. Now, with that said, we were indeed looking to open above yesterday's range and value, which means we were looking to open above yesterday's range. You can see this is yesterday's regular trading hours range from New York session, 37.1725 to the high of 37.77. That was one of the key levels. So we were looking to open above yesterday's range and, of course, above value. Now, if I zoom in here to the profile from today, you can see that we opened up right at this 37.99, 3800 area. Now, moving further into the summary, you can see that I said when we open outside of range and value, this means that there is a higher probability of trending price action. Because we are above value, there's also actually a higher likelihood of the New York session fading the overnight. So if overnight inventory is long, there's a higher probability of overnight inventory selling off, New York session selling off. And if overnight inventory is short, then there is a higher probability of New York session buying price action up and seeing upside pressure in that next New York session. So because we were doing so, I was initially anticipating that higher probability play. However, as you can see, we always have a contingency plan. We always have multiple scenarios that we can go off of, because even if we have a high probability scenario that is 70% likely to play out, 80% likely to play out, there's still that 30% or that 20% of the other scenario playing out. So we also have to have a contingency plan, and we also have to have another scenario that we can make money off of, even if the high probability play does not occur. So with that said, you can see I say in this trade plan here, however, if we do not move to fill the gap quickly upon open, and you can see what I mean by that is there is a gap between where the high of the regular trading hours was and the open of the new session. So my thought was, if we did not move down towards this level, now let me move this up here. So I was thinking on open, if we could not move down towards the overnight point of control, 37.84, then fill this gap at 37.77, then it was likely we were actually going to get continuation of the overnight price action, which was an uptrend. That is exactly what happened. So you can say, if we do not move and fill the gap rather quickly upon open, we could see a gap and go scenario. Again, for those of you guys who are not familiar with the gap and go, new to the channel, etc., the gap and go is if we open above the previous regular trading hours profile, above the high, in this instance, of the previous regular trading hours session, then there is a possibility, if we do not quickly move down to fill that gap, there is a higher probability, the probability shifts, if you will, in the direction of the trend. So we got the gap and go today. We essentially opened and drove immediately. And speaking of opening and driving, that is the exact name of the type of profile that we had today. So zooming in here once more, you can see we have O period. Now I will draw a box around O period just so you guys can see it. So you can see I have a box here drawn around O period so you guys can see it more clearly. And this is where we open. So the open drive is the highest directional conviction profile open type that exists. So when you see price open and immediately drive in one direction, whether it be up or down, that is a very, very high probability indication that we are going to be trending. Now, if I go over to my regular chart here, you can see moving back to New York Open. This is New York Open. This is New York opening range. Zooming in just a bit here. Price opened and immediately drove to the upside. Now again, if I zoom in here on the profile, just so you can see both areas at the same time, you can see I've got my mouse right here. So this is the open right here. Right here we opened and then drove immediately, right? So if we zoom out and you look at, a tool, if you guys have the Trading Network proprietary indicator package or something along these lines, trend following tools, you can see, okay, we are clearly in a trend in the overnight. If the trend gets picked up as soon as New York opens, I'm going to do everything I can in my power to follow that trend until I get a high probability indication that that trend is ending, which is exactly what I did. So my trades happened essentially right off the rip, and I'll actually go over here and I'll show you guys a couple of my trades. So I only took a handful of trades and I took them on NQ. So if we go back to, I actually have it highlighted because I was showing some folks in our private Discord. So you can see here, this was a late entry. I had this marked. This was my late entry. So this is my first entry. It was essentially a momentum play where price was breaking out of the 1 minute opening range. Again, one of our tools that we use is the opening range indicator. And not only did we have the opening range getting broken there, we also had the first upper deviation of VWAP. Typically, when price breaks that first upper deviation of VWAP and retests it as support, we do very often get a move to the second upper deviation of VWAP, and that's what I was anticipating. So albeit it was a little bit late, and this would have been my ideal entry because that was a bit better candlestick structure and a little bit better protection for my entry. Trade still played out, and I proceeded to take a few trending moves here and lock in, I think it was about $2,000 on the day within the first 20 minutes of the session. So I actually didn't even trade ES today because I was watching NQ. I saw price moving quickly and hopped in, and I had some other things to take care of. So got my trading in first 20 minutes of the day, and sometimes I don't see the setup on ES. Sometimes I just take it on NQ. I lock in my profit and I move on. Typically, I am trading ES a lot more often than I am trading NQ. But with that said, there's opportunity on both. And if there is a trade opportunity on both at the same time, I'll try to take it. So just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an idea of that. Basically, same exact price structure you can see on NQ and ES. So that's why, it's very nice to be able to have two instruments that move in tandem. Maybe one is trending a little bit better, maybe one is reacting to your indicators or reacting to the profile structure a little bit better, and especially if they're correlated, it can make switching back and forth a little bit easier for you as well. So getting back into the market profile and the trade plan, you can see that I said based on this, and what I mean by this is the scenario, I was going to be looking at the overnight high at 38.04 as the line in the sand level. Now, if price could move and hold above that 38.04 level on open, I was going to be looking to take long opportunity back up towards the range high from January 28th. And what do you know? That is exactly what we got, my friends. So price opened right here down at 37.99. I will move this back down here so you guys can see this profile that I was referring to a bit better. Price opened here and immediately drove. So within the initial balance, within the first hour of the session, we've got that 23.50 level hit, as I talk about in my summary. And again, just on the downside, you can see I was looking, if we could not hold above that overnight high, I was looking for a move back down towards yesterday's high, that 37.77 level, which we obviously did not get. So moving down into the scenarios, you can see upon open, I was again looking to see if we can get acceptance above 38.04, which we did indeed very quickly. We moved above 38.04 and we never came back below it for the rest of the session. So beautiful reaction to that level. Again, if we could hold above that level, I was looking for a move back up to the January 28th range high at 38.2350, which we got in the initial balance. So again, my thought this morning was if we could move and hold above that 38.04 level, then we were going to be getting a move to the January 28th range high at 38.2350. And the downside, I was looking at that 37.77 level, which we obviously did not get close to because the bulls were in control all day. So when you see, again, an opening profile type like this, where we open, immediately react to something like the opportunity zone, you know, a trending indicator that we use on a daily basis, that is a telltale sign using the profile in combination with the opportunity zone or something like that, that the gap and go is shifting and the gap and go is increasing in probability. So that is, you know, why I took those trades off the rip today on NQ. I could have taken them on ES and NQ at the same time, but wasn't really quick enough to get in both of them. And, you know, again, that's how it is sometimes. All good. Locked in profit quickly and moved on with my day. So let's get into the summary. Summary says if ES could move and hold above 38.04, then we are going to be targeting 38.06 to the upside. If we look for 38.06, you can see that 38.06 is the range high from the January 27th session right here. So let me draw a box around this. So again, we hit that very, very quickly off the open. That was our first upside target hit. Second upside target that was hit was 38.11. I was looking at 38.11 because that was also another regular trading hours range low. That was from the January 20th session. So that was the second upside target that was hit. Third upside target was the value area high from the January 28th session as well. That was the 38.14 level. And again, hit in the initial balance. Just beautiful reaction. I mean, that was hit, let's see, 38.14. See how quickly we got up there. We were up there within the first 19 minutes, basically. So, you know, we were getting a lot of upside targets wiped out very quickly. So anybody that was able to take advantage of these trade plans was able to get in, see the opening drive, take their profit quickly, and, you know, potentially, depending on their position, maybe even hold all the way to, you know, our upside target, or our last upside target rather, which we will get to very shortly. So the fourth upside target was 38.21. And 38.21 was this level right here. This was an overnight low from January 26th. And this is another very, very good target to use. Overnight lows, overnight highs, overnight point of controls, range highs, range lows. Those, you'll notice, I'm sure if you guys are watching my videos a lot, you'll notice those are my targets all the time. You know, I use the value area levels as well. But 9 out of 10 times, 99 out of 100 times, I'm confident in saying, I will have targets that are previous range highs, previous range lows, and previous overnight highs and lows. So keep an eye on those levels always. So fifth upside target was 38.2350, which we talked about multiple times already. And again, that was the January 28th range high. And the sixth and final upside target that got wiped out was 38.30. 38.30 was again another overnight low. It also coincided with this area right here. We had an initial balance high from January 20th, and we also had a value area low from January 20th at 38.2925. So that was a major area of interest, and you can see that we did a lot of business today right at that level. So today's point of control actually ended up being 38.29. So I really like to see that. You know, we see value moving up, which means the bulls are once again in control and the market is finding value at a higher price, or the market is finding fair value at a higher price, most importantly. So with that said, not a lot of action on the downside today. Bulls picked it up immediately upon New York Open, and they remained in control all day. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch these videos. I really appreciate those of you who are watching, liking, taking the time to leave a comment and let me know what you think about this content as well. That really does make a difference. For those of you who want to learn more, for those of you who would like to be more involved with the trading network, please check out the links in the description below where you can find access to our free Facebook group where I release these trade plans on a daily basis every morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. And you can also find our website, thetradingnetwork.io, where you can get information on one-on-one mentorship with me. You can also get information on the Trading Network Proprietary Indicator Package, which you saw in this video. You can get information on joining our private Discord community, where you can watch myself and the Trading Network team trade live on a daily basis, again at 9:30 a.m. Eastern, New York Open. And last but not least, you can get access to the Fundamentals of Futures Trading course, which is a comprehensive course that discusses multiple trading strategies for varying market environments. Thank you guys so much again, and I will see you in the next video.